All right, NWA Powerrr. Another episode of NWA. Now, I want to make this clear to anyone who's watching me. I am someone who saw the reboot of NWA back in 2018 into 19. I actually reviewed it. And when it had to go to prime time due to the fact of the COOF, as they called it back then, COVID-19, I had to stop watching it because it was not watchable. One, there was barely anybody there. Two, the camera work was really bad, production was bad, sound was bad. And I had to quit. I just couldn't take it anymore. Then periodically, on and off over the years, maybe one episode or a pay-per-view of NWA I did watch. When Nick Aldis left, pretty much I wasn't watching it at all. Now, in 2026, I thought I would give it a shot. Because I have not seen the product in, 3 years? At least one episode or one pay-per-view. I think 2 or 3 years. I have not looked. And this is the episode I've been looking at. I saw the last one, and that was just basically my opinion of, is it worth watching? And I said, it might be. So I decided I'm going to start doing some episodes of it. I don't know how long I'm going to do this, because I don't know how bad or how good the product is. I've only just seen now 2 episodes. And you could say, dude, you could easily know that a product's great from 2 episodes. No, you can't. It takes months to see how things were before, and they mention them, and see where they're going to go with it, with any storyline. Now, I do recognize several people that are there. Tom Latimer, I recognize. My woman, the one that... Let me give it like this. You think Natalya Neidhart got a body on her ass? Look at Natalia Vakova. That woman not just rivals her, she could outright beat her in looks and curvature. But also, what I remember before and have seen periodically over the years, she has actually improved her style of wrestling to the point where she's willing to do such hard matches that cut up her face. She doesn't give a 2 damn flips about how good looking she is. She wants to wrestle, and she's willing to be as rough as possible. She don't fucking care. So that shows she has progressed beyond someone who wants to be a damn Barbie doll in the ring and look good, that do the panties and bra stuff like in the 2000s, compared to a woman who is a damn good looking woman who loves wrestling, where she's willing to be disfigured because she got cut up in the face. And you can even see a little scar on her cheek that she still has. She does not care. So I recognize several people in this product. I do. Do I understand the storylines of this? Hell no, nothing. Just what they've shown me now is what I'm going to be basically saying. And I'm making it clear, I don't know if anything's good or not. It's going to take me weeks or months to figure out, okay, is the product become better than it was almost 3 years ago or 4 years ago? And particularly once Nick Aldis left. Because a lot of what made NWA, I'm about to say AEW, NWA what it is, was Nick. Nick is what made it what it was. The Brick House, Camille, made it what it was. And neither one of them are there anymore. The Brick House is an AEW, but she's not being shown. And Nick Aldis is not wrestling. He's a damn general manager. So neither one of them are doing anything right now. Other than I think Camille is doing Gladiator. That's the reboot, I think, of American Gladiators. I think she's in it. But pretty much she hasn't wrestled. And she did do a movie. She did do The Queen of the Ring. But that's it. But I'm going to go through this stuff. I'm going to give you my opinions on the people that I'm now seeing after, 5, 6, or 7 years. What they look like. If they say anything, if they do anything. It's just my opinion. I don't know if they've gotten better or worse. That's going to take months from now. So this is just my real opinion instead of just an overview of what might be good. First, we got a match from the Junior World Heavyweight Champion. And that is Taylor versus a guy named Slade. He seems to be working with, what is his name? Aaron Stevens. Now, I remember Aaron Stevens, that he's done a lot of work in NWA. I even saw one of his interviews with Chris Van Vliet. He really was done with wrestling. when he was working with WWE. He was finished until he went to the NWA, and he reinvigorated that love for it, particularly with the guy that unfortunately passed away many years ago. I don't remember his name right now. It's been many years. I forgot what his name. You're going to probably know who it is. You can leave it below for other people. I will eventually remember and figure it out. But let me give you like this. We got one guy who, I'm not saying he seems to be a total, complete, generic cutout of Kurt Angle in Slade. He really does look like it. But I can't tell if he's more than that or not. This is just one match. I've never seen him before. So I can't say he acts like Kurt Angle 100%. I can't. He looks like he does, but I have no proof of it. I will need months to know. Then you got Taylor, who's the current junior heavyweight champion. He's interesting. I think I remember him from MLW. I think he was there once. I think. Don't remember. The last time I looked at MLW constantly and did reviews of it was 2017 or 16. So I do not know if that's him or not. So it's still a big question if it is him. So you got a match. And I will say the arena, and they're still in Atlanta, Georgia. They're not in BGC Studios? Could be wrong about the name. I cannot remember what the original name of the studio was. It was B something. This studio, which is Center Stage Studio in Atlanta, Georgia, I don't know if it's a reconstruction of the original stage or somewhere totally different. It has a good amount of people in it. And again, that bird in there going, ah, ah. Why did they put that there? It really looks awkward in that ring, in that area. Since they're not really keeping the camera on it, because for me personally, if you want something dramatic, having such a huge statue that has the ability to flap its wings really doesn't look right. It looks like it's taking up real estate you really need for your set. For me personally, I don't like it. Because, one, you can't really have the camera 100% in front of it all the time. You got to do a side shot with the smoke. And two, it just seems like out of place. I don't know why. I would have to learn why that's there. But that's what it looks like. Now, the next match is for the vacated. I don't know who the women were who had those titles before. I do not know. But the team of TVMA, I don't really recognize anybody there. I don't. If there is someone there that used to be in NXT or TNA or the main roster, I just don't recognize them. One, because the lighting was very dark. And two, if they had been there, it's been quite a while and I just don't remember them. But they have a manager named Samantha. I don't know if she doesn't look familiar. None of the women look familiar there. So I would have to learn about them. Then you have the Hex. I do remember from NWA and TNA. They have been there. They've been to TNA. Marty Bell has been known. I first saw Marty Bell in National Wrestling League, TC, back in 2015. Then she went to Impact Wrestling, worked with, at the time, Sienna, who is, I gotta say this about Allison. I checked to see how old Allison Kay is. Because if you see this episode, Marty still looks exactly the same. She was never a small girl. She was a thick girl. She was not slender. She was always a big ass, small boobs, but she was not small. She was a bigger woman. But then you look at Allison Kay, who was not a small woman either. She also had a big ass. She didn't have big boobs, but she was a big woman. She's nearly 39 years old, and she looks way larger than she did when I saw her 4 years ago. She bulked up. Large. And I'm not saying muscled out. She looks like she gained a lot of weight. Now, that could be for several reasons. Maybe due to the fact of an injury. Maybe due to the fact of hormonal. Maybe it could be due to the fact, like most women, not all, but most women who wrestle in pro wrestling, they don't mind gaining some weight that give them some size. They're willing to take some extra weight due to the fact that in wrestling, you got to look impactful. Sometimes some of them really bulk up with muscle, but others will just get larger. And she looks okay. She doesn't look bad. But when I saw the match itself, Marty is still exactly as Marty was. But when I noticed with Allison, she lost her strength. Now, that could be because of something's happened. Maybe it could be hormonal. Maybe she hurt her back. And that might be also the reason she bulked up and got heavy. But she lost more strength than she had before because she was quite a strong woman. 4 or 5 years ago, she wasn't weak. She could lift women up and throw them around, especially if they were easily lighter than her. But women that were about her weight, she wasn't completely weak. She could still lift them up and make it look good with a choke slam or a power bomb. But here you could see she was having problems just trying to do her regular signature moves, the AK-47. You could see she was having problems with it. So maybe she's having some type of issue with her back. I do not know. The way the match went, TVMA cheated. And Marty and Miss AK-47 did not like it, and they tried to whoop their ass until, what was her name? What was her name? I can't remember her name. She was 6'6", Greta. I think that's her name. Greta? That might be her name. 6'6", big ass woman. Fine. She makes me think of Maxine Paler because I do remember Max. She worked with the sinister, I don't remember his name right now. I'm blanking on his name. Why am I, Father Mitchell. There you go. He worked with the sinister minister's Father Mitchell. I do remember that when I saw one of the pay-per-views and saw her trying to get the NWA Women's Championship. But the thing here is this. This girl is 6'6". She's big, but one major problem. She's not strong. Oh my googly moogly. I'm not going to tell you that Allison Kay and Marty Bell are light women. They're not. But I'm going to tell you this. A woman of that size should be able to at least pick up a woman who's helping her. Remember, when you watch this, if you're going to watch this video, I'm leaving it in the comments, I'm repeating it. When you see Allison put her arm on her shoulder and jumped with her as she chokeslammed her. And she barely could do that. She barely managed to get Allison even above her shoulder to even do the move. And then Marty is shorter than Allison, and she probably could not jump up and use her shoulder to be able to lift her up. And this woman, grabbing Marty by her trunks just like Allison, didn't even get her off her feet. And Marty did jump a little bit, but she was so weak that she couldn't even lift Marty and make her look like she could splat her onto the damn mat. I'm not being mean to this woman, but if you're going to be in wrestling, and as large as you are, you need to at least have some level of strength while you do these moves. Yes, she probably can lift up a light woman and throw her around like a damn rag doll, but the way she looked, I don't even think she can do that. I have this feeling, and this is still speculation because I have not seen her wrestle, but as it stands, Greta, if she is with the way I think she is, she's a large woman that does not exercise or lift weights. She just thinks because she's a large woman, she can get away with it. Big Show, when it came to him, Paul White had to learn a nasty lesson that just because he was a big guy did not mean he didn't need to exercise. He had to eventually start exercising because as he started working with guys that either were lighter than him and could throw them around, but as time went on, and of course, when it comes to Paul White, he had to have surgery to stop that gland from making him grow bigger. But he had to learn to exercise and make himself look good because even after he got the surgery, to stop that gland from making him grow, he really needed to get in shape because being a big guy does not mean you got strength. You need strength to do stuff. To throw light women around probably wouldn't be too hard for this woman. But for more heavier women, she needs strength. This is just me, and I don't know. Maybe she's much better in wrestling than I think. This is just her jumping into the ring, destroying the Hex. There's a lot I need to learn. Next, Rich Swann versus Billy Idol. I've never seen Billy. If I have, I do not remember him. He is the current NWA TV champion, and what do you know? They're still doing the Lucky 7. Now, I remember when Ricky Starks got that damn title. And he was the one, if I remember correctly, either it was Pope or him, that started the tradition where whoever gets 7 wins in a row cashes in his title to get a title shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm glad they're still doing it. It gives something for that title, something that makes it special and distinct from any other title. That's good. The national champion still exists, and that's good to see. But we see that this is still here. But I gotta say this. I don't know if both of these guys knew each other from what they were saying on commentary, which wasn't bad. If both of them knew each other for years, that match was sloppy as hell for both of them. Either they know each other, but they haven't wrestled each other in a long time. That match was sloppy. I'm sorry. Brian Idol. He looked bad. When it came to Rich, he didn't look good either. And knowing full well that Rich is working in a company at this moment where there are pads, he's still working with TNA. At least the pads there protect him. NWA still doesn't look like they got pads. They're still doing concrete and still throwing people on the ground. And you see that Idol make believe he slams Rich's head into the pavement of that place. Still really irks me. I mean, I understand NWA must be different compared to TNA, AEW, WWE, the Silver Lake version, and anyone else. It still worries me that sooner or later someone is going to get seriously hurt doing these no mats. Look, you want to make sure that your wrestlers stay in good shape. I wish NWA would do more mats. It just feels like it. Of course, Rich didn't win, but now Idol gets 6 out of the 7 wins. So now we get this. But I think the thing that got me here was, what did we really get here? More than just the matches, which were not really good. I mean, the first match was alright. The last match was sloppy. And the third match with the women there were not bad either. But what are we really getting next to this? What is the content of NWA? Let me give you like this. When you see the vid packs, when I believe it was Brian Idol I think it was not Brian Idol. Was it Brian Idol? I think it was. Brian Idol talking to Natalia Vakova, talking about they both knew each other when they first started. Okay, that was a good segment to see that two people, they've known each other for years, they're friends. I don't think they're together in the storyline, but it looked like they're friends. I don't know. But seeing that they both rose through the ranks of the NWA, one is now the TV champion who could get a shot at the world title, and one who currently holds the Burke. I mean, the thing I remember when I was watching NWA, when I first saw Natalia Vakova, is that, yeah, let's be honest, the girl got a great set of tits, and she's damn good looking. But as I did watch the product before I stopped, she went from when Kenzie Page first started, around that same time, both those women bust their ass to prove they were more than just what they were, because Kenzie was just an 18-year-old kid at the time, and Natalia just looked like a piece of super hot doll ass. That's a super hot doll Barbie ass that you just want to stick your dick in. Sorry for the language, but you get my point. Natalia is so damn good looking, you just want to do something dirty with her. Or marry her and then do something dirty. But for my years of watching her, and on and off over the years, just checking to see about her, because I hadn't forgotten about her, I always thought that she was unique because the way she wrestled wasn't like any woman that I've seen. Yes, there are women who wrestled like Lita. There are women who wrestle like China, for that matter. There are women who are somewhere in between, or women who try to be sex symbols. Natalia Volkova never acted like that. Yeah, she did do storylines from what I saw, what I can remember from NWA over nearly 10 years ago, of what she did do. But over the years, I've seen when she's wrestled, whatever type of sex thing that she does in promos or outside the ring, does not change the fact the girl is willing to do almost death matches at certain points. I think she's even done one. I don't know. I know she's done a dog collar match, I believe. She's done a bull rope match. I know that she's done a last woman standing match, at least one, I think. She could have done way more, but I know she's had it because I think I've seen it once, a long time ago. She has grown a lot. So knowing that she's the champion of NWA, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it doesn't hurt she's damn good looking. With a great pair of tits. I won't lie about that. But like I said, I have seen her bust her ass in that ring. And I remember at one point when she did the steel cage match, I don't know who she did it with. Queen somebody. I can't remember who. But she cut herself somewhere around here. I know she didn't cut herself here. She cut herself here. And I think the scar is still right there. That girl was willing to let herself get cut up and ruin that damn good looking face that could be a model face. That's the truth. She didn't care. So it's good to see that she has this position and she's doing the segment. The next one is Kobe Carino. Now, I remember when he first started NWA, 2018 or 19? And he was with his dad. And he was doing no different than Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton. Same thing. Kerry's dad helped him out. Kobe's dad helped him out. And they were wrestling for a time. The last time I saw Kobe, he was a heel. I know at one point, and it was during one of the pay-per-views, I think 74 or 73, NWA 73 or 72 or 73? I think he turned face. I had not seen the product. I just did that one episode, one pay-per-view. It looks like he's still a face. And he came back and looks like he's had neck surgery or something. I don't know. I think in real life he had neck surgery. That's what the angle is, if it is real. And he was interviewed. And then Kerry came out, screwing with him, saying, "Hey, Kobe, can you do this?" Because he had a neck brace on. And he said, "People don't like you. People don't care about you. People hate you. You're nothing. I'm the flag bearer." He didn't say this, but I'm saying it. I'm the flag bearer. I'm the standard. And he tried to mess with him to the point where Kobe wanted to rip his head off, but he still has the neck brace. But as it went on, he decides, at one point, Kobe, to kick him in nuts, and that's Kerry. He kicked him in the nuts, and he made him have to get out of the ring, and then he took off the neck brace. And he says, "You don't know a damn thing. This is not about if I come back, it's when. And when I come back, I'm going to whip that ass." That's what he did. That's what he said he was going to do when he gets back. Now, I didn't find the segment bad. He spoke pretty good because I remember correctly, when it came to Kobe, at first he really wasn't very good at talking. He learned. He did learn. It took like a year at least for him to really become a good talker because he didn't talk that well. Even though he was a heel, he just didn't seem genuine. But he's talked pretty well from what I can tell right here. But I'll need more time to learn. And when it comes to Kerry really never talked well. But he sounded pretty good. I'm not saying he sounded great, but he sounded good. And let's see what else I can talk about. The Good Brothers are there. I don't know how to feel if the Good Brothers are going to do well there or not. I don't know if it's due to the fact they just didn't want to go back to TNA. Or they couldn't. Or they can go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't know if they could do that. They're not going back to WWE for a while, if ever. But they went to NWA. I didn't think they would ever go there. It's a very small promotion. They just don't get that much money. unless it's going to be for a few months and then they're going to be gone. I'm surprised they went there. I'm surprised. It's not because I think NWA is a bad company now and they don't got money. Billy Corgan's got money in it. I'm just surprised they went there. I don't know if they're going to do good or not. I don't know. They just started, so as they're going to see what they're going to do, I'm going to see what they're going to do. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Tom Latimer and Manson. I think he's the Drill Billy. I don't really remember seeing him. He might have came in right when I stopped watching the Drill Billy. I don't know. I know that I think I talked about him in a pay-per-view maybe once. I'm not sure. It's been a while. But he's the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And it seems that Tom, and I did hear that he did win the NWA title, he's trying to get it back. And they've had, and this was also in the last episode I saw, where Manson, I believe that's his name is, he's trying to make it very clear that he knew about the obsession, the addiction that Tom had next to whatever his shit he's been taking, drinking and drugging. And now he has the same obsession and addiction with the NWA title. And he understands him, but he's trying to tell him, don't do this. You're not going to do it. You're not the flag bearer. I am, and I'm going to prove it. And then Tom, and I don't know, does Tom look skinnier to you? Now, it could be due to the fact he's no longer drinking, and he slimmed down like Rick Swann did. That could be what's going on, because I have not seen Tom in years. And he looked a lot bigger before. So maybe it's due to the fact he's not drinking anymore. And if he is, thank you. I'm so glad. If Camille's still his wife, because I do believe they're still married, I'm hoping that'll make her life better, along with him. I want them both to have a good life together, have a life outside of wrestling, because, as you know, wrestlers don't keep marriages very long to other wrestlers. Just doesn't always happen. I'm hoping they'll stay together. But hearing this, let me give you like this. I don't know if this was a good promo or not, because I don't know the story of Tom as he is now. And this Thrill Billy, I believe that's what he's called, I don't know his story at all. I don't know if this is a good promo for him or not. It sounds like it was done effectively, but does it mean it's good for the NWA champion? I don't know. This is going to be a big question, which I'll have to learn. If I'm going to keep doing these episodes, if people like what I'm doing here and reviewing NWA on the next day afterward, I may keep doing it. Or if I find that I don't like the camera work, I don't like how the wrestling is going or the promos are going, I'll stop. But for now, I'm going to try it. Give me a comment below and a like so people could see me. Why not? Peace.